Hey guys, what's up? What's up, guys? Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Um, you know what's cool, or what's crazy? It's beginning to warm up out here. It's actually 60 degrees. The fish are beginning to swim around a little bit more. The plants are beginning to kind of pop up. Now we'll probably have some more cold weather that comes through here. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. Spring is definitely on the way. You know, bad times don't last forever. That's the point that I like to think about. But what's funny, I went down to my cousin's house and I took care of getting his countertop in. I need to put a sink in for his bar and get a pump out drain and things for it, and I'll get that squared away in the very near future here, because he's a Washington fan, and I think this season they're going to need to drink. But the funny thing is I built the outdoor set out here because of COVID. I had never intended on being able to watch football games outside and have people over, but because of COVID, we adapted to what was normal. We found a way to make things work when you kept thinking that you don't want to have a big group of people inside and risk, problems. And most of the people that I have that are friends and stuff are older people like me that have maybe some problems that may make you more susceptible to COVID. So we came up with having this. And it was great when the weather was like this, but then it started getting cold. And so I wanted to get some of the outdoor heaters, right? You know, that they're tall and they spray the heat down. The fire pit works good, but it only works from about here up, and you need to be around it and be close to the fire. And so I wanted to get a couple of these to have out here. Problem is restaurants and things were buying them up like crazy. And they were usually like $189 or so at Home Depot, before the madness started. And then all of a sudden, boom, everybody wanted them. So it was like, if you try to buy them on Amazon, what was $189 was like $500. You had to wait 6 weeks to get it. So it was just like, okay, it was too late. Most of the ones I was looking at when it started getting cold, it was like, it'll be in January. It's like, well, the season will be over. Crazy thing is when I was down at the Home Depot by my cousin's house, they had a couple of pallets of them there on the floor at Home Depot for $169. Don't really need it now, but it's a bargain price. So I went ahead and bought one because I want to have it for next year, because come next year, they'll be back to at least $189 or whatever. But I have it in case I need it, and maybe it might get cold again. But bad things don't always last, and maybe we'll finally get through this cold weather and stuff. So Skip Bayless, Skip is going crazy about the idea that Dak Prescott wants to be paid right behind Pat Mahomes. So the assumption is that he wants $44 million a year. Last night I had this crazy dream. It's a crazy dream. I told my friends on my Marco Polo, Jet D and Q and PC 76 and Mike, this, because I woke up and I was like, what? I had a dream that I was in a press conference, that there was all this media and stuff that were there. So clearly this was not during COVID. But Todd France was there. There was like 2 tables. They were set up kind of at a diagonal to each other. 2 tables. One table, Todd France is there and he's holding the microphone and he's talking. The other table, Jerry Jones is seated there and he's talking. And Todd France is talking about the contract negotiations and things like that. And he started talking to me directly, because I started saying some things about this, that, and the other. I can't remember what I was saying. And he was like, you know an awful lot about this. Who's your sources? And I was like, I'm not revealing my sources. And then Jerry Jones got mad. He got up and left. I don't know what this dream means. I don't know if this means that they're headed for a disagreement on this, that the contract negotiations are going to get blown off or whatever, because Todd France said, would you like to do the negotiations? I'm like, no, bro, you got this. I don't know. But here's what's interesting, because Skip Bayless is going off that, let Dak go. He wants $44 million. This is the same conversation we had last year and the year before, because he kept saying he just wants too much money. He just wants whatever. But regardless of this. But I'm wondering if Todd France is listening to what I said. Go back and check it. Go back and check it. If you want, I'll find the video. I do so many videos, sometimes it gets lost. But I said that if I was Todd France, I would go to the Cowboys and say, listen, dudes, we've been doing this dance for years now. It's time to shit or get off the toilet. You want 5 years, right? Okay, we're gonna give you 5 years. Here's our offer, okay? We understand what's coming down the pipeline. We know that there's big money that's going to be made in the NFL. We've got the gambling revenue. Now we got 17 weeks of football. You got the new television contracts. Projections are by 2025 that the salary cap will be about $400 million. You're trying to lock us in here where the salary cap isn't $200 million. So we know we'll be missing out down the road. We've already missed out on being paid like a regular quarterback. We literally have only had $37 million over 5 years. It equates to about $6 million a year is what you've been paying for a quarterback. So clearly, you guys are ahead of the game. It's not personal, it's only business. We'll give you the 5th year. We'll give you the 5th year, okay? Knowing that contracts are shorter, Kirk Cousins signed a 3-year deal, and then put a 2-year extension on top of that. You already know that Russell Wilson is going to want a new deal. We already heard Aaron Rodgers saying he wants a new deal, and he's only 3 years into his deal. With the exception of Pat Mahomes, these contracts are getting shorter because people want to take advantage of the money. If you want to lock us in, then here's what we do. We want 5 years, a 5-year deal, $220 million. This is what I said exactly. And say, listen, it's cool if you don't want to do it. We understand that that is a big number. You want to franchise tag us and we'll play this year on the tag? We'll do that. And then you can either pay us the $54 million or we can have somebody else. It's not that we don't like you. We love it. We love to be here in Dallas. We love the fact that we're close to Louisiana, where our family and stuff is. We've already taken up roots. We're doing things for the community, trying to help bring World Cup soccer here. This is where our roots are. Hell, I built a football field in my backyard. We want to be here. But if you don't want us to be here, it's okay. There are other people that would love for me to be there. You heard my cousin say, we'd love you in Washington. We know the Denver Broncos are mad that you missed the flight over there as well. 44 is too much. We understand. So 5 years, we'll give you the 5th year. We'll take less money than Pat Mahomes. And we give you enough time. If you want to, we can make the 5th year voidable. So that way you can kind of cushion in some of the dollars. It'll give you cap relief. I see the fish are sneaking up here. Look, you see they're getting active. They're getting close. If we keep a few days of the 60-degree weather, they're going to be at the top and they're going to be over looking for me to get something to eat. But it's too soon because if it gets cold and they got the food in their stomach, it's not good. But anyway, that's what I said 4 weeks ago. I said, give them the extra year. $5 years, $220 million. Massage the numbers so you get cap relief this year. So people can lose their minds about it, but the reality is, remember, last year, $35 million was the highest paid. That was Russell Wilson. The year before that, it was $30 million was the highest paid at Matty Ice. 6 years ago, it was $20 million for Drew Brees. Guys, the numbers for quarterback are going through the roof. It just is. And to answer a question that somebody had stated that the salary cap should be $50 million for the whole team. That nobody should be paid more than, $1 million to play football. I understand your point in that, because you're looking at that from our standpoint and saying, I'd be happy to play for $1 million a year. But it's not apples to oranges. Because if the money's not being paid to the players, because understand, 48% of the revenue goes to the players. There's about 2,000 players roughly in the NFL. 48% goes to 2,000 people. 52% goes to 32. So the money that's not being paid to the players, it's not getting, back in our pocket where we're getting cheaper tickets. It's not going into the community to help other people and things like that. It's just going into those 32 pockets. And so the agreement is pay those. And it's kind of like it's kind of like what we would all like in business. At least a better scenario for business. Because most of us in companies, maybe we're making $20, $25 an hour. The guy who's at the top, that dude's getting millions. He's leaving it because he's screwed up, and he's getting $10 million to walk out the door, where we just lose our job and cutbacks and we get nothing. At least the NFL players are getting a bigger piece of the pie than what the rest of us are. And maybe, just maybe, we could use the NFL, which went through COVID and ended up doing pretty well, much better than the rest of the country did, getting through it without having people die from it. And maybe we could learn something about sharing the wealth for big business to us that are out there doing the work for the company. So 44 million, that's an average salary. It all goes down to how much is guaranteed. It's the bottom line. It really is. And as big as we look at Pat Mahomes' deal, where it's $500 million, believe me, that contract's going to be changed a lot. And if Pat Mahomes keeps playing the way he does, within about 4 years, it will probably be redone and renegotiated. It's just the way of the business. It just is. So with that being said, I'm going to see if the fish come over here. Let's see. Let's see if they come. The water's cold, but it's nice to see them. If I can get down there and get back up. So, boy. Here, fishy. Come here, guys. Hey, guys. Come on. Can you come on over? Can you come over? Come on. Come on. I haven't seen you since the fall. I see you looking. I know I don't have any food, but it's too early. This water is cold. It is really cold. Come on, guys. Come on. It's me. I'm not a herring. Come on, you remember me. Tell you what, I don't need to put ice on my knee. I just need to put it in the water here for a while. Because, good God, this is cold. Come on. All right, I got to get my hand out of here because it's too cold. But you see them coming around. Howard, Big Wizzy, I see you guys in there. All right, y'all. Springtime is close. At least we'll be able to come out here pondside. I'll see you later.